If you carry a firearm to protect your family, yourself, or others against violent criminals, you got to face the fact that God forbid, should you ever be forced to use that firearm, that you are facing a potential legal nightmare, whether criminal or civil. So I think if you're going to carry a firearm, that it's critical that you have some sort of self-defense insurance type coverage. In this video, we're going to take a look at what are arguably the 3 most popular choices in the United States for self-defense coverage, and I'll tell you which one I chose for me and my family. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, like I said, if you carry a firearm to protect yourself or your family, and God forbid you ever have to use it, not only are you going to have to deal with the mental ramifications of possibly killing another human being, but you're also going to have almost certainly potentially huge legal ramifications in your life. And it literally, you could spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to stay out of jail for doing what you were justified in doing. And it's sad but true. That's the fact of life today. So I think there are several organizations that offer concealed carry or self-defense type insurance and coverage in case you ever have to defend yourself. I actually have some coverage myself, and I'm going to tell you which one that is in just a minute. But what we're going to take a look at is I took the top 3. I think basically you Google up. These are the 3 top ones that come up on Google if you Google self-defense insurance. And we're going to look at the U.S. Law Shield, the NRA Carry Guard Gold Plus, and the USCCA, United States Concealed Carry Association Elite program. Those are pretty much the top tier programs from each of those 3 organizations, and we're going to try to compare apples with apples as best we can. But I'm going to try to keep this really brief because I already shot this video once and it turned out to be like crazy long, so we're going to try to do a little bit more concise. So basically, all 3 of these organizations offer you an insurance policy that allows you to be covered just in case you ever have to defend yourself with a weapon against another human being. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to try to compare apples with apples. I'm going to compare the cost will be for myself and my wife because that's the program I've got. So that's what we're going to compare apples to apples. So we'll start with the U.S. Law Shield is probably the lowest in price of the 3, and for 2 people it's going to be about $260 a year. And that is going to for that they have no limit to the no cost limit to what your defense costs, but they do have some other limits that's only good for your state at that price, and it doesn't cover bail bonds or expert witnesses or other incidental costs and stuff like that. If you want to add the multi-state option for 2 people, it's going to be $70 more, so that's going to put it at $310. There's also a $20 per person initial fee, so that's just for the first year, but we'll call it for the first year, so that's another $40, so that's going to be $350. Then if you want to add bail bonds and other incidentals like expert witnesses and all that, it winds up being that's another $70 a year, but it's only good for only available in Texas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania. So if you don't live in those states, that's not going to be available to you. But if you do, then you're going to be looking at $420 a year, say, for that. So that's the U.S. Law Shield. Got the information here, and the coverage is pretty good on it. It looks like it's pretty good. They have independent attorney network when you call them, and I think they have independent attorneys answer it. So you'll go to a local attorney who's supposed to answer it. They're supposed to. And I haven't heard anything bad about them, so it probably works. So the next one we'll look at is the next level up in price, sort of. It's the USCCA Elite membership, and basically it's $497 a year. Now they have lower programs too that includes the less coverage, basically. But to include your spouse is another $47 a year. So we'll call it $550 a year, $540 something, right? Or $47 a month. And then they have a $2,250,000 per incident. So that's what their protection is for criminal and civil combined limit. And that's per incident. So it says regardless of number of occurrences in a calendar year. I would say if you have more than one occurrence in a calendar year, you're hanging out in the wrong place. But or maybe you need to look at your lifestyle. But that's probably just me. I mean, I guess it could happen. The NRA Carry Guard Gold Plus membership is $549.95 a year and $50 a month. So I'd say altogether, they're about the same in price. To cover 2 people, that's going to be, because that covers your spouse in and out of the home. And the USCCA Elite membership, it covers your spouse included inside the home. But if your spouse is carrying, which she should be, or he should be, then that's going to be another $47 a year. So we'll call those straight up across the same price. So what are the main differences in these programs? Let me tell you. Let me just cut to the chase first and tell you that I chose the USCCA Elite membership. That's the top membership. Is $47 a month. I paid the $47 for my wife, and that's what I chose. Let me just cut to the chase on that right now. I didn't choose that because, and I am also. Let me just cut to the chase. I'm an affiliate for USCCA, so if you like them and you sign up through the link that's going to be in the description below, then that'll help benefit the channel financially a little bit. So I'm just be straight up front with that. But I paid for this sucker. I chose it myself because I think it is just absolutely the best one. And here's why I think it's the best. Let me just cut to the chase instead of me going reading all this stuff, and you can look it up for yourself. But here's a couple of the high points and the reason that the things that made me choose it, and we'll cut to that. They have 100% upfront funding. The NRA has 20% upfront funding and 80% reimbursement. If the charges are dropped, the case is dismissed, or the member is found not guilty. So, in my opinion, you want to be found not guilty, obviously, and potentially that could hinge on the level of the quality of your representation, because you could be completely justified and completely within your rights to defend yourself, and you get before, especially in some areas of the country, you're supposed to go before a jury of your peers, but so you want the best attorney you can get, and to me it just seems like you're going to have a lot better chance of getting the best attorney if they're not concerned about getting paid. So I think that's important. And then the other thing that's really good about the USCCA that compared to the NRA is all legal weapons are included. The NRA only covers use of a firearm. USCCA, if it's a legal weapon, whether it's a knife, a baseball bat, a club, your fist, if you hit somebody and they fall down and hit their head on the curb and they wind up, dead or incapacitated, then the USCCA coverage kicks in. The other thing, this may not be a big thing, but it's something that's important. The coverage for the NRA begins the next day. The coverage for the USCCA begins the minute you basically send them your payment. If you join the USCCA at 10 p.m. at night and your buddy joined the NRA at the same time, and both of you, God forbid, had to defend yourself at 10:30, you'd be covered and he wouldn't. Another small thing, the NRA does not offer a money-back guarantee. The USCCA does. A couple other things that are really important, and I'll wrap this up. First of all, gun-free zones. The NRA does not cover self-defense in a gun-free zone. Not sure exactly what the gun-free zone means there, but the USCCA does. If you saw my video that actually a lot of people got mad and clicked off before they watched the whole video because that was a little bit of a teaser there. I was messing with people a little bit, but basically, you know what I think about gun-free zones. I think they are criminals and mass killers, and bad folks love gun-free zones. I don't. So, but anyway, the other thing that is really good, in my opinion, is if you call the NRA, you're going to get a hotline. You're going to be answered by a call center. It's either going to be Lockton Insurance from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And we'll talk about that in 1 second too. Or off-hours calls go to Gibson Communications. And this is as of 10/3/17 is the latest information I got. If you call USCCA and they give you a number on back, it is 1-877-677-1919. Right there, somebody from the USCCA answers the phone in person. You don't have to dial 2 for this option or that option, and you can talk to somebody right now. Keep this card. You can give you this card with the number on back. I just think that's real important. So that's why I chose USCCA. Now, let me say right up front, I like the NRA. I'm a supporter of the NRA. I'm a member, and I have been a member for as long as I can remember. If you're not, you know what? No, in spite of whatever differences you may have with the NRA, if you believe in supporting the Second Amendment and you're concerned about your Second Amendment rights, then you are throwing the baby out with the bathwater if you don't support the NRA. I understand there's issues that I don't agree with, maybe you don't agree with, but they are the ones that are, they're the big dog on the block when it comes to Washington and getting things done. And there's a reason that, and I'm not just rambling on the NRA, the reason I bring this up is because there's a reason that there was such a backlash and a hatred amongst all this stuff from these recent horrible events against the NRA, because the people that would take our rights away from us, they understand that if they can get rid of the NRA or cripple the NRA, then everything else is just a cakewalk. They're the good, bad, or indifferent. There's a lot of other good organizations out there, but and I'm not saying don't support them, but I'm saying support them in addition to the NRA. So, having said that, Lockton Insurance, after the most recent school murder mass horrible thing in Florida, you know, there was a big backlash against NRA, and Lockton Insurance came out on record and said they were going to no longer cover the offer the self-defense insurance, the firearms insurance. Now, that was at the time of this video, that was several weeks ago. I hadn't been able to figure out exactly what the situation is. I got on the NRA's website and really couldn't find anything. I tried to call them and didn't get it anyway. I don't have any answer to that, but I do know that there were some issues there. So I don't know. I'm assuming they've been resolved. They're still selling the program, but it's kind of different now. It looks a little bit different on their website. Like you have to join the Carry Guard as a member, and then you can get the insurance as I don't know. It's like it's different. I mean, so they're really focusing on their training and their information. USCCA offers the same thing. They both got magazines. You get 8 times for USCCA and 4 times for the NRA. That's not why I chose. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop. Hopefully this has been helpful. Again, I picked the USCCA. Covered my member number up there, but you know, you need to examine your own situation, your own budget, your own circumstances, and decide what's best for you. But I will say this: I think if you carry a firearm for self-defense and protection for yourself and your family, then at a minimum, I think you need to really take a hard look at the situation and look at all these programs, all these plans, and see if one of them might fit your budget. It might work for you, because it's sad. But if you ever forced to use your firearm or a weapon to defend yourself or your family, then the reality is then your troubles are really just starting. You know, you may have survived the violent encounter, but you're about to have a whole other survival situation in front of you. So I personally recommend the USCCA. Again, they've got different levels. You don't have to be an elite member. They got lower price levels, but whatever you decide, and I hope this video has been helpful. So always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. You can check out another one right here. If you're not subscribed, please click down in the corner right there. And after you do, there'll be a little bell there. Just kind of ring that little bell, and that will let you be notified whenever I put out a new video, random or otherwise. I really appreciate your support. So once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.